Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in today's video, we were going to talk about, you know, global lockdowns to reduce oil use and climate lockdowns coming soon. Another one, the incoming carbon taxes and worldwide carbon lockdowns, but climate lockdowns. But that can be a conversation any day because it's coming, but it's been making headlines lately. However, just a few minutes ago, there was a headline here that this is 9:44 p.m. on April 28th. That I think is Eastern time. It's 8:48 p.m. Mountain time right now. So, but this went out late on the 28th, and 16 states are suing the post office to buy their electric vehicles instead of the gas fleet that the post office just signed a contract for. I did a video about that. So, these articles, a bunch of places covered this. um, so yeah, this was covered lots and lots of places. It all just came out 5 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 10 hours ago. But yeah, the states are very, very concerned. They're very environmental and they care because they want to halt the purchase of thousands of gas-powered trucks as the agency modernizes its delivery fleet. And the states aren't happy that that the post office didn't go all electric. Now, I assume these states are just oblivious to the fact that we don't have a clean power grid. Okay, I've talked about this, and I will forever, that electric vehicles emit the same pollutants and greenhouse gases as burning gas does because we don't have a clean power grid. And we're not going to get a clean power grid for a long time. So this is all just really smoke and mirrors. Now all of these people, they state the urgency. Oh my God, we have to care. We have to keep carbon out of the atmosphere. But trust me, if I had the time, if I took the time, I've been at this 28 years, went and said, let's do these solutions because we can get these implemented right now. We can end your citizens' global environmental illiteracy. We can end our disposable society. You know how many greenhouse gas emissions that would save, and how much truck use from a gazillion industries worldwide. Okay, not just the U.S. Post Office, but if we led in doing that, and of course, gaining individual cooperation, so people would do it in their homes, be responsible in their homes, and they would carry it into their workplace too. Okay, leadership by example is more than just clean pretend clean electric cars and hemp. You know, we could get hemp going. We could have hemp cars. Okay, this is a farce down here. But especially this ending our disposable society, we can do these right now. Well, long before a clean power grid actually becomes a reality. But trust me, like everyone else for 28 years now has just laughed in the face of actual real leadership, which had anyone done these solutions since November of 93, no one would really care what we'd probably have hemp powered vehicles that the post office would be running on. Okay, so this is a lot of hoopla by a lot of people that just, oh my God, we care, and trust me, if I put them to the test, I'm not even going to get a reply from them. Okay, maybe if I find some time this weekend, yeah, I can go and I can. Look up the contacts of all these people, get some for half of the. Do you know how much time this would take for them to laugh in my face? But um, so they say that the gas guzzling fleet guarantees decades of pollution with every postcard and package. Scott Hatchberg, an attorney for the Center of Biological Diversity, referring to the Postmaster General here when he said his gas guzzling fleet. Yeah. Oh, okay. And guess what? When they go and they plug into their charger, at night, they're using the same carbon fossil fuel generated electricity as burning gas does. It's absolutely absurd and ridiculous. But they have their talking points. So attorneys from 16 states, 14 of which have Democratic governors, sued in San Francisco. Well, a good place to bring it, I guess, the liberal people there. A separate lawsuit was filed by the Center for Biological Diversity, Earth Justice, who, I had them on my distribution years and years and years ago. They can't be bothered with real solutions. They could have been suing Gore. They could have been, getting people to get real solutions implemented for years. They could have just used their voice to announce that there are actual real solutions that could have been implemented just right then decades ago and solve so much problems. But, let me tell you, Earth Justice does not care. Clean Air Now, KC, they wouldn't care if I bothered them, and that's exactly what it is real solutions coming to their desk bothers them. Sierra Club, years and years and years ago, I bothered them enough. Of course, never once heard back from them, but they're always out there that they care. If only there was something that could be done. Don't believe them. Okay, so, and another was filed by the National Resources Defense Council, who, has been refusing solutions since like November '93. So, this is hoopla. But all three of the lawsuits, I guess, target the environmental renew underpinning the Postal Service planned purchase of up to 165,000 next generation delivery vehicle over the next decade. And so California Attorney General Bob Bonita said, it's key to stop the process before it's too late. Well, you know what? We could do this. We could end our disposable society before it's too late. Trust me, no one in California cares about that. We could get all of their people environmentally literate. We could get their cooperation so that maybe, yesterday I did a video about the severe water shortage out there, and yet they just really aren't getting the people's cooperation yet, right? And people just can't even care. And so good luck getting people's cooperation, because until it really just goes off in front of their face, where the consequences of are just irresponsible daily actions, and they're just abusing water. They're not going to care till they turn on the tap and there's just nothing there. And I don't know when they'll care about their disposable product use, but you want to stop the process before it's too late. Well, trust me, you're still not really stopping a huge, 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 much bigger percentage of the problem than the Mickey Mouse stuff you're addressing with pretend green cars, because electric vehicles are not clean cars. It says once this purchase goes through, we'll be stuck with more than 100,000 new gas guzzling vehicles on neighborhood streets, serving homes across our state and across our country for the next 30 years. There won't be a reset button. So environmental activists contend that the Postal Service environmental review was inadequate, and that the contract represented a missed opportunity to electrify the fleet and reduce emissions. You're not reducing emissions. You know what would reduce emissions? Yeah, ending our disposable society, gaining individual cooperation. This would reduce a gazillion times more emissions, ending our disposable society a gazillion times. Okay, so this is all just so fake. So it said that the review process was so rickety and riddled with error that it failed to meet the basic standards for the National Environmental Policy Act, said Adrian Martinez, senior attorney with Earth Justice's Right to Zero campaign. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what also really doesn't meet the basic standards is not ending our disposable society, not gaining individual cooperation by ending their illiteracy, not caring about hemp. But Earth Justice, they don't they play a good game and they're in court. Bobby Kennedy, I'm surprised his name isn't in this article. Oh my God, he cares. No, he doesn't. Okay. New York Attorney General Lolita James said the Postal Service used fatally flawed decision making that led to an outcome that was fiscally and environmentally irresponsible. So, it said it could drag on for months, possibly into next year if there's appeals. Yeah, okay, probably years and years and years. But it's all just hoopla. So this article here that I just kind of took a look at here in U.S. News is really the exact same article that was in this paper. I'm sure a bunch of them are. They're the same. They kind of have a different byline. This article on Gizmodo, this has a bit of a difference here. This she states a few different things up front. Okay, so this was led by the California Attorney General, Rob Bonita. Um, it says that swapping all of the old vehicles with new electric ones would prevent an estimated 415 metric tons of carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere from direct tailpipe emissions alone. Is that forever or is that yearly? I don't know. But you know what would prevent a gazillion times more than that is ending our disposable society using hemp. yeah, that's a Mickey Mouse standard. That's so it doesn't even say, you know, based on how long that is. So it says that according to the USPS own environmental impact statement on the issue, that that's what it would save. For context, that's removing the amount of carbon dioxide from the equation is equivalent to almost 9 million trees growing for 10 years. But it doesn't say, if that's a month, if that's a year, if that's a decade, if that's over the decades of the vehicles. It seems, I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say yearly. That's a guess, but it would also prevent almost 1 million tons of harmful nitrogen oxide from entering the air annually, along with more than 11,000 tons of carbon monoxide. Yeah. So, and Biden said he was going to transition to, well, Barack running the White House, he was going to transition to government vehicles being zero emission models by 2035. Well, that's great if you have a zero emission model, but um, when's the zero emission power grid going to be there? So yeah, we'll see. So now this right here in Gizmodo, it says that those upgraded vehicles would only offer a 0.4 mile per gallon improvement up to a dismal 8.6 over the status quo, according to the EPA, which I think means their old fleet of vehicles. However, this article says that the new gasoline powered vehicles would get 14.7 miles per gallon compared to 8.4 miles per gallon for the older vehicles. So this article claims, about a 1.85 increase in fuel efficiency, 8.4 miles per gallon to 14.7. And this article says, oh yeah, that it would only offer a 0.4 mile per gallon improvement. So I don't know which one of those is right, um, but these states are just, they're saying, this shouldn't be a financial decision. It that the postmaster, DeJoy, stated that 5,000 electric vehicles is all his agency can afford unless they get more money. Absent such funding, we must make fiscally responsible decisions. Imagine that. Imagine that. But, then the, writers mock that. For context, the added cost of the USPS of opting for electric vehicles over new combustion engine vehicles would only be 2.3 billion, absolute chump change for the federal government that spends $6 million on each new quasi-functional tank it builds, or according to Forbes, 13 billion alone on an uncertain aircraft carrier. But 2.3 billion isn't chump change. Okay, that's the problem with America's currency collapsing debt. Is it's only billions. Oh, we're only giving other countries billions. Illegals get billions, trillions. I mean, everything's only billions. Only billions adds up to our currency collapsing debt. So, um, yeah, this is an absolute chump change, and the government needs to be a lot more financially responsible. So, we should maybe not even be spending what we're spending. When has the post office even made money lately? They're billions of dollars in the red every year. So I mean, it's yeah, but that's just why our country's in such absolute dire straits. We call 2.3 billion absolute chump change, and we're out here, pretending like we care so much, but yet no one will do light years better than this, really, in comparison to Mickey Mouse action by the post office. I mean, this is nothing. This is nothing in comparison to Starbucks not ending their disposable operation for years, and all, coffee shops and all eateries and all stadiums and all fast food, and it's, and just people just participating in it, even when they can opt out of it, like, taking the responsibility of bringing a Tupperware when you go out, and you're gonna take leftovers home with you. Uh, that's really easy to do. But right, we can't even get people to cut off water when they're being told that we're in dire straits with the water situation. So that's why our country is in so much trouble. And in part because it's very, very shallow out there, and people will, get all up in arms about, oh my God, the Postal Service, and they could do so much good, while everybody is refusing light years better improvement than the post office. It's not even an improvement right now because there isn't a clean power grid. They're just making a lot of noise. And the whole world is refusing light years better solution that actually would make a huge difference. So this is the only place you're gonna find out that truth, people. So stay tuned.